From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. The Prime Minister says he'll be campaigning for national unity as Alberta considers a referendum on whether to hold a vote to leave Canada. Carney says using separatism to potentially gain leverage in future negotiations can be dangerous.
I saw firsthand what happened in the United Kingdom when the view was vote for this, it'll be soft, and then we'll negotiate, etc. And they ended up, and they're still 10 years later trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for, but what they ended up having.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith responded by saying separation's an issue for Albertans to decide, not Ottawa. Meanwhile, Alberta Conservative MP Michelle Rumpel-Garner says the Prime Minister has no right to, quote, wag his finger about Alberta separatism. The federal government is leasing more planes and helicopters to help provinces and territories respond to wildfires this summer. Emergency Management Minister Eleanor Olszewski says it's part of a new $315 million investment to establish a national aerial firefighting surge capacity.
To lease 10 additional wildfire fighting aircraft that will support our provinces and our territories in their response, and that will be available beginning this wildfire season.
Last year's wildfire season was Canada's second worst on record. 17 people face more than 100 charges in a string of violent extortion incidents in the Toronto area. Investigators have linked the 17 suspects to a criminal network they claim has also been active in BC, with links to California. Peel Regional Police say a campaign of intimidation, threats, and escalating violence predominantly targeted South Asian businesses. There are reports of some progress, but no deal yet between the U.S. and Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Ian Pannell is in Tel Aviv.
There are some significant sticking points, not least what happens to Iran's highly enriched uranium. Remember that one of the main justifications for military action in the first place was to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon.
U.S. President Trump's posted online that critics of the deal know nothing of the potential agreement. The grave of a Canadian soldier from the First World War has now been identified at a cemetery in France. The Department of National Defence says a previously unidentified grave belongs to Sergeant Norman McLennan, who enlisted in Quebec. It's time to meet the Muppets. A puppet-making workshop founded by the legendary creator of The Muppets is drawing back its curtain. Jim Henson's Creature Shop in New York has opened its doors to public tours. Fans get to take photos and videos with beloved characters from Henson creations like The Muppet Show, Sesame Street, and Fraggle Rock. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Montreal Canadiens return home tonight to face the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 3. Habs defenseman Noah Dobson says his team needs to find a way through the Hurricanes' aggressive style.
We collectively can be a little more connected at times, and then a lot of it comes down to execution. You know, when the execution's off a little bit, a team with that much pressure, it doesn't take much for them to turn things over.
The best-of-7 Eastern Conference final is currently tied 1-1. Captain Alphonso Davies will likely miss Canada's opening game of the FIFA World Cup. He's recovering from a hamstring injury. Davies was named to Canada's training camp roster today. In baseball, Trey Savage gets the start for Toronto as the Blue Jays open a 3-game series tonight with Miami. And the LPGA Tour's Canadian Women's Open will return to the National Capital Region next year. Gatineau, Quebec's Royal Ottawa Golf Club will host the event for the first time since 2000. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.